Quantum computers are coming extremely fast. We already have some quantum computers, but that is nothing compared to what we're going to see in the future. Right now, most quantum computers are running at less than 100 qubits. We're going to see that number increasing exponentially over time as these computers get significantly faster and better. A lot of major companies working on that. So with all of that increase in technology, with quantum computers becoming scarily fast and powerful, is that going to be negative for cryptocurrency? Will we potentially see hackers coming in, or could it be one of the best things that we've ever seen in cryptocurrency? Both of those are possibilities, and I will explain right now which one has a higher chance of happening, because we are seeing big articles like this coming out. Hacking Bitcoin wallets with quantum computers could happen, but cryptographers are racing to build a walkaround. And there's two parts to that. The first one is a walkaround using technology we already have. That's being worked on. It's not fully there yet, but we have a lot of time to prepare before these computers start being on a widely available basis for more companies and more people. Potentially bad actors out there are not going to have the ability to get their access on a supercomputer, much less a supercomputer powerful enough to do something that's almost impossible, which is take down the Bitcoin network or hack into it or hack into the Dogecoin or another cryptocurrency network. But one day, theoretically, the current systems we have now will be severely vulnerable to the level of technology then, but the current systems are going to have the ability to get better and better and better over time. As people race to do that, there's a second part that we have to think about, which is that once quantum computers exist and can be used to hack into cryptocurrency, they can also be used to protect it. So the good and the bad can both come at the same time. To the moon as well, coming in from Juan. Thank you for the chat, and welcome to Silver, Travis, and Matrix. As we have seen more and more energy around this ramping up, it's a little bit scary, to be honest. Quantum computers are very difficult to understand. Basically, it's just a super high level computer, but even a lot of the people working on quantum computers don't fully understand how they work. A lot of this is just theory. Maybe perhaps we'll never even see quantum computers on the level that we're expecting and that we're thinking is possible. There's no guarantees here in this field. It is definitely something to look at, but I would not by any circumstances be super concerned about quantum computers and the risk they pose to cryptocurrency. Not yet, probably not ever. We'll continue to watch it, but it's not something I'm worried about at this current point in time at a high level. I mean, well, a little. I mean, that could change though too. Lovely as well, coming in from Matrix. Have you heard about the Mexico and Central America and South America making Bitcoin a tender? Yes, we've been talking about that a lot on the show. El Salvador coming in and changing the game for cryptocurrency. Now every single country doing business in El Salvador will be legally required to accept Bitcoin. If Dogecoin is coming soon, that's going to be positive for Dogecoin too. Right now, though, it's positive for Bitcoin, which means it's positive for all cryptocurrency altogether. Cryptocurrency comes to retirement plans as well, as Coinbase teams up with 401k provider. Now, this is where it really starts to get exciting on another level. Miles G coming in, welcome to Silver as well. And Must I Work says, what's up, Doge community? Let's see if we can get a like from every single person currently watching this video so we can get out to more people. We're also probably going to live stream during the Tesla big announcement today. Could Tesla Dogecoin acceptance be coming? What do you think? Let me know. Do you think Tesla is going to announce that tonight? It's definitely possible, but I wouldn't say it necessarily has a super crazy high chance of happening, but it is something that not only could happen, definitely has a chance of happening, even though it's not high. Bitcoin, 401ks though are basically going to allow, and they're saying they're going to put approximately 5% of people's account balances into cryptocurrency. Included in that is going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, I guess in theory could be included, which wouldn't really make much sense, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if people just say, all right, let's include all the top 7, and some of these people who don't know what they're talking about decide to include Tether in there as well. At the very least, I mean, you can make some good staking percentages from Tether, so I guess if they want to include it in that way, that kind of makes sense, which may be why they're considering that. But Dogecoin was not mentioned in this article here. I could not find any mentions of Dogecoin being included in this, but now that Dogecoin is on Coinbase, it's inevitable that in the future we are going to see 401ks using Dogecoin and all the other top cryptocurrencies as well. We could see some smaller ones being included in there. If you want to see an opportunity to 10x or 100x your money, wait until you see a small cryptocurrency being added in one of these 401ks. If you see the news announcement before anyone else and you put money in, there's a decent chance you could make that 10x or 100x. So that's why subscribing with notifications on to this channel is extremely important, and following on Twitter, MattWalls88 with the notifications on, is also important as well, because when I do see these things happening, I can give you big updates on Patreon. I'm going to be doing that more and more as well, updating when we see big news announcements coming in with cryptocurrency, if it's added to an exchange or if it's put inside a 401k. If you want to see those news updates with notifications on through email, Patreon is a great source for that. We'll be posting those as well on the YouTube memberships levels above that. Crypto Week level as well. We have Brandon coming in. Welcome to Silver. And Miles G says Mexico, Brazil, and many others are considering the same tool. That is in fact why it's so exciting, because it's not just El Salvador, which has a population of 6 million. It's Brazil, which has a significantly bigger population in the tens of millions. It may even be, what is Brazil's population right now? It may even be bigger than that. Let me double check. Brazil population, it could even be bigger than that. Oh yeah, it's way bigger than I thought. Okay, so it's 211 million people currently in Brazil. It has gone up drastically. So it was what I thought in 1960, well, even a little bit more, but still 211 million right now. That's a heck of a lot of people. And also Mexico as well, which has, what do they have, like 100 million? Mexico population. Okay, I better get this one right. I can't get two wrong in a row. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that one was close to right. 126 million. Then what was the other one you said? Yeah, so those are the only two I knew of. Yeah, okay, good. There was no others. So I'm all caught up. Those are the two that we know are most likely considering it. I would not be surprised if we see a lot of other small countries starting to do that as well. It's a better system than the current systems where 70% of people in El Salvador right now don't even have access to the bank accounts that are typical, normal, traditional banking systems. So that's why it's so valuable. Pipeline investigation upends the idea that Bitcoin is untraceable. We're continuing to see more and more articles coming out like this, basically saying, look, it's over, Bitcoin bros. You're done. Cryptocurrency people, Dogecoin people, it's over. It's hackable now. It's done. But what they are failing to realize is that we've always known Bitcoin has been trackable. And same with Dogecoin. You can literally go right here to Bitcoin, bitinfocharts.com. You can see all the top addresses. You can track the transactions they're making. You can see how much they've done in and out in the last week. But you don't know who's behind this. So we can see these, but we don't know who's making these wallets and who's controlling them unless that information is released publicly. But in the case of the Colonial Pipeline hack, we did see those exact patterns of when they took 5 million. We saw exactly 5 million going in. Then we saw before that exactly 3 million and 1.9 million. So if you're actually in communication with the company seeing these transactions and you see the amounts going in, then you can backtrace that using an analytics firm and figure out exactly which wallet it is just simply by seeing those in amounts coming in. Because there's only going to be one wallet in the world that had that exact 3 million amount coming in from there, then this 5 million amount. And so you can easily find that and track it. It's not even very difficult. And so it doesn't mean you can find out who's behind it. It just means you can see the wallet addresses. And that's always been part of the equation. That's always been a big reason why cryptocurrency has other advantages as well, because shady people can't do super crazy shady things behind the doors without, to some degree, having some transparency out there if people are able to catch on to that, which people often are. If you are an individual and you're doing this, literally it's going to be almost impossible for someone to find out which wallet is yours. So you have a ton of privacy as an individual, but as a massive group doing some crazy things, that's where you start to have those higher transparency levels from cryptocurrency. And that's where I think it could be super valuable coming in. I have my 200k Doges and I'm holding from 0.7 cents. I just need a year or so to pass by to GG at life. Nice. I wonder if that's going to work with El Salvador. A lot of people don't have cell phones. That is also another concern I was thinking about as well. So a lot of people there don't currently have the technology to use Bitcoin fully, but I think that's going to change as time goes on there, because cell phones, especially ones that can be used for simple transactions like that, are going to be more widely available. People are now going to have an incentive that's significantly bigger to buy it and hold it. And at the very least, it's better than the current systems they had. It's better than banking where you would need something along those lines. I mean, making that system and participating in it and having the banks and having access to them is actually more expensive than just having everyone have a cell phone, which everyone most likely would have wanted and needed anyway, especially as internet access goes more across the globe with companies like Starlink and other companies sending it through satellites. So El Salvador is going to have access to the internet soon. A lot of countries will, which will change the entire way the world looks at problems, the entire way the world thinks. We're going to see a massive shift over the next few years in that. Dogecoin to the moon coming in from Big Shot Studios. I love it. And Matt and Miles G coming in. Wagner A. Santos. I like the sound of that. Just curious, why wouldn't El Salvador pick Tether over Bitcoin since they want a stable currency? It's literally tethered to the dollar. Well, that's part of the problem. It's tethered to a currency that's currently having a 5% inflation rate per year based on the last report of this quarter. At 5%, and hopefully it'll be lower than that in the future, but there's no guarantees it will. You're actually having a huge risk by using Tether and using the dollar over holding cryptocurrency right now. Yes, cryptocurrency is more volatile. It can go up and down faster and more angrily, I guess you could say. But at the end of the day, cryptocurrency still has that chance of 10xing or 100xing, and it also has a significantly better system behind it that's more stable, more predictable, and you don't have to worry about politicians messing it up. So that's where the advantage comes with cryptocurrency, higher upside, and even though there's volatility, it's still steadily over time has proven that it continues to go up, especially with Bitcoin, and altcoins are starting to prove that as well. It's taking them a little bit longer, but they are starting to prove it. It's only a matter of time, as we've also seen. SafeMoon, they say they have big plans ahead. This article says $1. It's not going. SafeMoon to $1 is literally basically impossible. Look how small it is right now. It's not going to go to $1. That would be like saying Dogecoin is going to $1 million or something like that. It's not going to happen. SafeMoon actually has been going down a decent amount since its peak there. I was warning people, hey, be careful looking at SafeMoon right around the top there, right around there. And it has gone down. And a lot of that is because some of the energy behind it was artificial, people using bots and things like that. And I was trying to warn people. And as I did that, people would say, that's FUD. People would come out with personal stuff and say, you can't do that. You can't talk bad about SafeMoon. Well, what am I supposed to do? It looks like the typical rug pull type situation in terms of energy level. And that's exactly what happened. So all of my warnings about SafeMoon were 100% justified. It's fallen significantly more than most other cryptos. A massive percentage has gone down because once the energy kind of went away after they stopped paying for the bots on Twitter, and a lot of the owners most likely sold, a lot of the founders most likely got out and took their profits. At that point, they said, okay, well, it's no longer in our best incentive to be paying for bots anymore, at least not at the same level. I think they're still doing it to some degree, but not at the same level. And so that's why we've seen the energy go down on SafeMoon. That's why we've seen it going down. Maybe they could turn it around and have a use case in the future, but for now, I'm still extremely bearish on SafeMoon, and come after me for that. Go ahead. Come try to get me for it. I'm not going to stop saying that because that is the truth. And if you're looking at SafeMoon and Dogecoin right now and trying to pick which one you want to invest in, SafeMoon, a downward trajectory. Dogecoin, on the other hand, has an upward trajectory, going upwards right now. And so I don't think there's really much of a competition there. And I will say directly to every single person out there, come comment something bad. Press the dislike if you want. I don't care. You can do that all you want. I'm not going to stop speaking the truth when it comes to that. I will continue to do it, and I do not fear you, not even one little bit. So come for me. Bitcoin conference attendees as well tested positive after returning from Miami. This is a very sad story that we've seen coming in. A lot of negative stuff. And if you agree with me that we should be calling out stuff like that and you want to support us against the haters, then you're welcome to go down there and press the like button. Let's show them that we're going to have way more likes on this than dislikes. And that will, I think, make a lot of people be like, okay, well, look at that. They have the support there. But I mean, it doesn't really matter because pressing dislike too will help the video go to more people. So either way, it's a win. But Bitcoin conference attendees testing positive is definitely one of the most negative stories we've seen. A lot of us were probably considering going to that, including me as well. I do wonder if my boy Max OTG, who went there and did the Bitcoin conference, taking off his suit with a Dogecoin shirt underneath, I worry if he maybe contracted it. I will talk to him and see if there's any updates with him on that. But with so many people there getting it, it's definitely concerning. And it goes to show you that there's still some risk involved right now, even though it's significantly lower than it was before. I'm definitely keeping everyone in my thoughts and prayers who was at that conference and currently has contracted it or currently has it. It's sad, and I know BitBoy Crypto was there as well. It's possible he has it. It's possible a lot of big influencers and a lot of big people across the entire internet, Jack Dorsey potentially could have it. So many big names, and so it's going to be weird to watch that, and it's going to be concerning. So we'll definitely look at them. Even if you don't like some of the people there, we're still going to be keeping them in our thoughts and prayers because we want to see them doing better. And we don't want anyone to be having that, right? IMF seeks risk after El Salvador makes Bitcoin legal tender, sees risk. So the IMF, if you don't know, is basically a group of fools at the International Monetary Fund. Okay, that may be an exaggeration. There's actually a lot of smart people there, but they say a lot of foolish things from time to time. And so they're basically coming out and saying, hey, El Salvador, it's too risky. You shouldn't do this. As if they don't understand that the current systems in El Salvador are causing inflation at way higher rates. As if they don't understand all the facts around it. Yeah, Bitcoin's risky. Yeah, there's upside and downside to it, just like with any currency. But at the very least, it's more stable. It's more predictable. And it can change El Salvador's economic system, help bring more people there, which is exactly what they need right now. So I think they're way out of line. The International Monetary Fund is way out of line with this. They should not be coming in and trying to speak on things they don't understand ever. Don't do it. Don't care. Diamond hands to the moon coming in from Gone Viral. I'm not sure what you're referring to with that. I believe you're referring to something along the lines of El Salvador or maybe the International Monetary Fund. So we won't assume he's talking about the people catching it. We need Matt Wallace and Miles G collab. I like the sound of that coming in from Chino. Yeah, we can definitely. And so the only problem is I keep saying I'll do collabs and then I end up not having time to do them, or I end up not being able to reach out to someone. So I've just kind of stopped saying I'll do collabs. Basically for doing collabs, I'll do them, but just email me and say, hey, do you want to come on right now? or message me on Twitter, say, do you want to come on right now? And then I'll say either yes or no at that point in time. But trying to plan ahead just does not work at this current point in time because I'm making so many videos, I'm doing so many things across the internet, and so it's just hard to plan ahead. Tesla Model S plaid event, how to watch the live stream. So I thought it was going to be at 10 p.m. tonight because that's what was tweeted out. Actually, it's going to be a little later, 8:15 p.m. Pacific time, which means 11:15 p.m. Eastern time in approximately 45 minutes or so, around 50 minutes actually, if you want to go down to that direct amount. But it's not too long from now, and it's going to be exciting in my opinion to see what happens with that. I'm hoping for some big positive news. You should have your dollar lose 40% for value for year instead. Haha. Exactly. See, that's what Chad said. You fools! What would you prefer? Have your current systems there in El Salvador losing 40% a year like we were seeing? Even higher than that? Hundreds of percent? Even thousands of percent in some countries in South America? Is that better? Is that better? Is that less risky? Of course not. So you're right about that, Chad, coming in with the chat there. Need some 0.25 Doge in my life. Nothing to beat Doge to the moon. You may not get some 0.25 Doge in your life. Unfortunately, must I work? Well, fortunately for everyone who's holding. Unfortunately for people who want to see it go down so they can buy more, which a lot of people would at that point. It may not happen though. I hope we get big news tonight. And keep in mind too, every single time we predicted Elon was going to do a big announcement, he doesn't normally do it. He's done it, I think, once that we've predicted it out of the 3 times. So we've been 0-3 with Elon predictions, or one of 3 with Elon predictions of big news announcements coming in. The reason why we still talk about them anyway is because it would be silly not to. If those announcements do happen, it will be major. It will change the entire game. So even if there's only a 33% chance of it happening in each individual case, that 33% chance is still a massive, massive catalyst potential. So it requires us to talk about it, whether or not it has a high chance or not of happening. And in the future, keep in mind too, he doesn't like to be predictable, Elon Musk. So if we start not predicting him to do it on the meme days, then maybe he'll start doing it on the meme days after we've stopped predicting that, which could be the exact opposite of what we were expecting. Kind of funny, kind of a little bit ironic. I kind of like that. Yeezys coming in. We, the US, really need to stop digging our fingers into South American economies. I wouldn't say that would be the majority of the problem, because the USA has a very small involvement currently with that, from what I know. If you have any specific things you would like the US to stop, maybe I'll agree with you there. So yeah, comment what specific things that the US is doing in terms of involvement would you like them to stop, and we should talk about specific things, because I do not know entirely what you're referring to in terms of the overall thing. But I do appreciate you. You've been a member for a little bit now, already up to the dog level, so I appreciate that. You heard about the Canada Prime Minister and half-brother doing a Doge project. No, I've not heard about that yet. Is Justin Trudeauing Dogecoin? Maybe he is. That would be interesting. I don't know if that would have a big impact necessarily, but I like that overall. Anytime we're seeing world leaders or people in positions of power embracing Dogecoin, it's a positive thing, of course. What do you think about the new NTC Dogecoin 420? I do not know anything about that, so I do not have current thoughts on it. Thank you for the chat, Lance, and Isaiah as well. Coming in with the chat. But Google as well, conducting the largest chemical simulation on quantum computer to date. Look at that. That's crazy. I mean, quantum computers, if we're not scared of what they're capable of doing, we should at the very least be scared of how they look. I mean, imagine this thing in your closet at night. You wake up, you look inside your closet, and there's one of these giant monsters churning along. This is the type of thing that comes into your nightmares. It comes into your nightmares and you see it there. The cords are coming for you. The electricity. It's so weird looking. It's like a giant jellyfish. And just understanding that this thing could potentially change the entire world, especially as it gets more advanced, is weird to think about. I mean, what if one day what we saw with computers that we currently have now, massive, massive, giant machines that seemed impossible for them to get any smaller, and then now we have these things which can do significantly more than what those massive computers could do within a little box. What if we see something similar happening with quantum computers, and one day you can hold a quantum computer in your hand? I don't know if that's physically possible, but of course they all thought it was not physically possible to turn computers into that. And look, there it is right there. So maybe, just maybe, we could see that one day. The iPhone Quantum Edition, iPhone 69 Quantum Computer Edition. I'll buy one. I'll definitely buy one. Who wouldn't? That would be pretty dang cool. Imagine you can pull out your phone and just do, I don't know, a couple bajillion transactions per second. No big deal. On your phone, on your device. If that does happen, then clearly we would have a lot of concern when it comes to cryptocurrency hacking, because literally anyone in the world could come in and do it with relatively ease of access. That is, I guess, where it would actually be scary. I mean, technically, that probably won't happen. Has an extremely small chance of happening. And if it does happen, it'll be decades from now. Decades and decades. But I don't want to be like that Wright Brothers article which said flight is physically impossible and will happen in millions of years, and then boom, a few days later it happened. I don't want to be like that. So don't take me out. Don't quote me on this. If quantum computing phones happen in like 5 years, don't quote me on that. Matt will admit he was wrong. If Matt's wrong, Matt will admit it, of course. As we see another coin coming in, this one is called Dogecoin, ranked number 3,523 in the world, getting some media attention, which is why I even brought it up at all right now. Basically, with this chart right here, with the way it's starting to go up and it hasn't really come down at all from this recent cryptocurrency slide, I think it has potential, and I may be looking at investing a little bit of money into Dogecoin. I'm going to be making a bigger post later tonight that goes into more detail. Hey Matt, always look forward to your videos. Thanks for the hard work. Looking for your thoughts on Catcoin, CATE coin. I meant to say NFT. They released 420 Dogecoin. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I have not seen that yet, but maybe I'll check it out. I'll check it out after the show. But let me see what that is. So Catcoin, I've been hearing about that. I don't know too much about it right now. K-A-T or C-A-T-E. It's so confusing because it sounds like it starts with a K in your head, but it's really C-A-T-E coin. Is it going to go to the moon? Is it going to go directly to the moon? Maybe perhaps in the Spaceballs spaceship car van, because I think that would make sense. It would be very accurate to use that. Oh, geez. Ooh, that's not good. Look at that. A massive drop off right there. Was it negative? How's it negative? What? What's the deal with this? This coin's going really weird. 2,721 is the current ranking, but I highly doubt that's correct. I feel like this is just off when it comes to the data here with CoinMarketCap, like a lot of them are. Don't trust the CoinMarketCap data on small market cap cryptocurrencies or new cryptocurrencies. The live Catcoin price with a 24-hour trading volume is 1,470,000, or 1.4 million is the trading volume of Catcoin. Is it called Catcoin or Catcoin? I don't know. 9.2% in the last 24 hours, down 9.6. Oh, geez, that's down big. The current market cap ranking is 2,721. Not available. Yeah, I don't know. I would be very, very, very careful investing this. If you just want to throw $100 or $1,000 in and just keep it in there forever and see what happens, that could be a very smart decision. I'm definitely going to be looking at doing that more and more into the future, finding coins that have like the off chance of doing something crazy at some point in the future, putting a little bit of money in that I'm okay with losing, and then seeing what happens. And maybe one day you could wake up and check your phone in 10 years or 15 years and say, hey, I wonder what happened to my Catcoin investment. And then boom, you're rich. Just like that. You didn't even know. Miles G coming in as well. Dogecoin consolidated at 0.5 for 55 days. Remember that. Then boom, out of nowhere. And yes, of course, we remember that. That is very true. We will get many more future booms into the coming years and days. I think you're right into the future. There's no question about that. Dogecoin is not even close to over when it comes to the run. A lot of the energy right now is being focused on AMC, but we've been getting so many AMC comments. And I think those AMC comments are pretty dang cool, where people say, we're focusing on AMC right now, but soon we're going to be focusing on Doge back again. And then maybe after Doge, we'll go back to AMC and we'll just keep going back and forth between them until we eventually all are at the moon. And we'll just have a giant party on the moon once that happens. So maybe that's the goal when it comes to cryptocurrency and its integration with Bitcoin, as well as AMC and GameStop stock. AMC right now getting so much attention that it's making GME look like it's nothing right now. GME is getting some attention, but it hasn't really been doing anything too crazy. All the energy is focused specifically on AMC. Will there be another meme stock, quote unquote, that does something similar? And there's absolutely a possibility of that. We do see other big companies having high levels of shorts. Cineworld stock in the UK is still, and it's continuing to be, one of the prime examples, in my opinion, of something that we could see that with, especially if we see it going cross-country. Some of these investment opportunities. Robinhood, though, needs to be a place where it's available for a current America short squeeze. So we're talking way into the future if we see other countries adopting the same social trends that we see in the US, which why wouldn't they? Pretty much every single social trend that we see taking over the US eventually will find its way into Australia and the UK and other countries, especially in Europe. And as that happens, we're going to see a lot of the same things we saw with Dogecoin, with other cryptocurrency, with AMC, with GME, going to specifically UK type things. So if you're looking for an opportunity, an outside chance, Cineworld stock, I'm continuing to hold mine and I still like it for the future. Welcome to Silver as well, Ambassador, and Never Give Up 420. Welcome to Silver as well. I like that name. Never Give Up times 420 as a D Nunez MS as well, coming in and joining Silver. A lot of people coming and joining. Must Like Work says, hey, Crypto Tank Girl. Hello. Had to go get some dinner. I had some dinner not too long ago as well. I had pineapple pizza, and I enjoyed it very much. But if you've never had pineapple on pizza before, you're probably missing out. Either that, or you're making a very smart decision, because only a small percentage of people, I believe, currently like that. It's not that small. It's like probably 20% or something. But if you don't like it, then that's completely understandable. But Elon Musk and his tweets, he tweeted this out live on June 10th at 7 p.m. Pacific time, which is equivalent to 10 p.m. So that's where I got the idea that it was at 10 p.m. Turns out, no, it's actually going to be a little bit later. So maybe I'll come on and live stream that. Definitely considering doing that. Elon also talking about the Hyperloop, the Boring Company, the loop underground where you can travel extremely fast. That's moving at a higher pace than ever before. And so if they start accepting Dogecoin, that could be exciting. That could definitely be a big thing. I would not be surprised at all if it's coming. We know for a fact that Tesla is going to be accepting other cryptocurrencies not too long from now. It's only a matter of time before they do. We saw the tweet, the big tweet coming out from Tesla, that they were saying they're looking at cryptocurrencies with less than 1% of the current emissions impact that Bitcoin has. And we've already debunked over and over and over again that the whole idea that Bitcoin itself has a negative impact on the environment, especially when compared to the current systems, is silly on its face. It's not true. It's inaccurate. It doesn't really have any statistical backing behind it. In fact, so much so to the point where you could argue that every single day you're pushing against cryptocurrency in that way, you're propping up the current systems, which have significantly worse of an impact. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. And even on top of that, if you want to go even another level, the current systems we have, even though they're significantly worse than cryptocurrency, are still way better than any system the entire world has ever had before. The current systems we have now of accounting for value with the banks and the monetary systems are incredible. Absolute feats of marvel. Technology, the likes of which we've never seen before, that have allowed us as a civilization to move forward extremely fast and reach heights that we've never been capable of reaching as a society or as a world before. So as incredible and amazing as that is, we are now stepping that up a level with Bitcoin, and then stepping that up even another level with Dogecoin. And so with all those levels there, it's really silly and ridiculous that we even have to deal with anything like this, especially from someone like Elon Musk, who we were hoping would know better. But I think this really came down to other people at Tesla, because Elon Musk does not own more than 50% stake at the company. I believe other people at Tesla, the pressure was building way too much, and Elon didn't really have a choice. He had to do this. Well, that's also why they said they're going to most likely start accepting Bitcoin again. I think Elon Musk played a big role. And I know he did. He played a big role in Tesla actually agreeing to accept Bitcoin, because if he didn't, then how come no other major company has even come close to doing that yet? Of course he did. And so with that, he made it happen, and so some people in the company were probably wary of that, but because he's Elon Musk, he's one of the main co-founders of Tesla, because of that, he had his way, he got his sway, and they started accepting it. But then the pressure started building from outside groups who do not use facts or logic and are only trying to push things that are outside of what actually makes sense. And so the pressure built up too much. You have to actually, to some degree, pander to people if those are going to be a huge percentage of your customers, if you want your company to be successful, which of course Elon Musk does. So he didn't have much of a choice, but I think he is the person who was actually responsible for that second part of that announcement, saying that Tesla at some point in the future will accept Bitcoin again. He's not giving up on it. They're still holding their Bitcoin. If Elon Musk was out of the company, they probably would have never bought it in the first place. And if they had bought it, they probably would have sold it by now. So that's where the positives come in. And that's where also the positives for Dogecoin come in, because that announcement came kind of out of nowhere. We still do know that there's a mysterious wallet, about 1.5 billion Dogecoin, and the identity of that wallet has not been released yet. So as we look more into that, maybe, just maybe, it was Tesla. If not, though, it's only a matter of time. Elon Musk is not going to let that slide. We have seen the haters, though, on him ramping up significantly more, unfortunately. BitBoy is an example of that, and I have actually reached out to BitBoy to come on and debate him in person. I would drive there, debate him. I live very, very close to his studio, so we would debate head to toe, head to toe. We would debate to see who would win, and I would definitely come prepared with the facts and logic. It would be one of the highest rated debates in the history of cryptocurrency right there. We would get one of the top ones. The publicity on that would just be insane. It would get probably articles written about it. We could do something cool, and maybe that's an exaggeration a little bit, because it's not like it's that big of a deal, but it would be very entertaining. It would be fun to watch. Even if it wasn't that big of a deal, I think it would still be awesome. I don't know, am I exaggerating? Am I overhyping it too much? Maybe. This channel is, maybe it's not that important. This channel is Monetary CA. Oh, I like it. Coming in from D. Nunez, and what do you mean quantum computers? Quantum computers are basically they're like normal computers, but way better. Like normal, but way better. That's the best description you can possibly have of it. It's basically impossible to fully describe it. It looks like this. There's a lot of different types of designs of it, but basically they've just found a way to use nanotechnology and quantum technology to boost the computing power of a computer to levels that are silly, that are ridiculous, that shouldn't even be possible. Anyway, though, I'm considering going on. I'll probably will do it and live streaming during the Tesla event just to see what happens. But I figured I'll do my show as well. I was gonna just do the Tesla event, but that's no fun. We want to do both. Anyway, I'm Matt Wass. This is Final Stand, and I will see you in the next video.